Big up, big up, big up, big up. And yes, people, we are back in the building. We are here for a match preview plus some breaking news. I know some news that is rocking the Liverpool community with the here we go that's being put out there. So we're gonna rock and roll with some of that. We're gonna start the show with some of that and also get into this preview. So it's gonna be like a premium preview is what I'm gonna call it. So a premium preview. We got the Scouser in the building. We got the best Scouser I know, and that is Lee. How are you doing, Lee?
Hi, mate. Yeah, good. Good. Excellent. Excellent.
All right,
Looking
all right,
forward
all
to the
right.
game.
Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to the game. I'm sure others out there are as well. I see everyone starting to pile into the chat. Big up, big up. But welcome back to the Liverpool 12th Man Show. Like I said, this is the premium preview. And what I mean by premium is because the news cycle is moving mad, and Liverpool are right in the center of it. You've got Manchester City allegedly closing in on a center back we've had history with. You can say that at least. You've got Liverpool sitting in the top four, in the top four fight as well, where one bad month changes the entire financial picture. And you've got Burnley coming to Anfield, the kind of game that should be routine, but this season, nothing feels routine. I've said it time and time again. It kind of is the understory of the year. So tonight we're going to do it properly. We're going to react to the Guehi situation. We're going to talk with what this means about Liverpool's January transfer strategy. And then we're going to deep dive into a full Liverpool versus Burnley preview, injuries, tactics, lineups, the reality of yet another low block. That's going to be one that we have to unlock. But this is where we get into it. And this is where we get into you being a part of the conversation as well. So let's just jump right into it. All right, Reds. Fabrizio Romano is saying Manchester City are closing in on Marc Guehi. A here we go has been dropped on X. He's saying the fee being reported around the bargain area. Now, that is troubling. I will get into that later, but that is troubling if that's the number, if the number that they're saying is accurate. But the key detail is the player has accepted Manchester City's move, allegedly rejecting interest from Arsenal and from us. Now, before we get emotional about this and start, dropping all this group needs to be in, or this coach needs to be out, or blah blah blah. Let's just state the part that makes this reality a little harder to deal with, but at least it's like ripping the Band-Aid off. Liverpool had a deal agreed last September. Palace pulled late because they couldn't get another center back through the door. So this isn't City discovering Marc Guehi. This is City arriving. This is like City arriving late to a movie that Liverpool already bought tickets for, and somehow they're getting better seats for cheaper. So I want to be fair here. Liverpool's logic makes sense on paper. I'm going to say that out loud. I understand some of you might not think so, but it does make sense on paper. If your belief is we can sign him free in 6 months, then paying now feels like bad business. But the problem is football doesn't get paused so a spreadsheet can catch up. Liverpool are short on center backs. We all know that. The squad is under strain with the amount of pressure that we're putting on certain players that are going to have to step up and fill the void. And the league is unforgiving. We all understand that. We've seen that from this season, especially when you're competing for a Champions League, which we are. And Slot himself is talking openly about the financial impact of missing out on Champions League. So City, meanwhile, they're being City. Let's be honest. They see a problem, injuries at center back, cool. They don't wait, they act.
Same as
There's
last
no
January.
maiden. Go ahead.
Same as last January, when their season was falling apart after Rodri's injury, and he kept getting beat. They were in a bad way, weren't they, last season? They just went out, bought Marmoush, 2 centre-backs, and Kutsanoff and Reece. They bought Nico Gonzalez. But this season, it's with a view to recapturing the title now that they've lost it. Because they certainly haven't gone more than 1 year without it, like, since Pep's been here. So that's the plan, obviously, like, isn't it? I mean, would it hurt you more if he'd went to Arsenal, say, than City?
It would have.
Really?
You know what? I don't know if it would have hurt more if they went to Arsenal than City. Why? Is because City, I believe, need him more than Arsenal do, in my opinion. Just going off what you're talking about.
I'm conflicted about Arsenal or City winning the league. If City win it, it's going to make it harder for us to win the title next season because they'll be champions again, and if Rodri does come back properly, it's going to be really hard to win the title next season. So I might prefer Arsenal to do it.
I think, and this is a weird take. This is my own take. This is nothing that you probably haven't even heard this take out there yet by others. But I have a weird take that I believe that if Pep wins the league this year, he tips the cap, and that's his ode to City to pass on the mantle.
I'd love that. Yeah, I'd be right behind him winning it, like, for sure. If I thought it would be his last act as Manchester City manager,
I think that is going to be. I think it's going to be. I think, like, if he ended up not winning the title this year, then he might have inspiration to stay for another year and try to win a title next year. City is a competitor.
Yeah, I must confess I saw it the opposite way around, that if he did win the league, somehow managed to win the league ahead of Arsenal this year, that would embolden them to fulfill his contract and stay for the final season rather than leave. But you might be right. He could do that. Anything could happen, couldn't it? I'm just thinking from next season's point of view, what would be best for Liverpool, because we want us to, be in the title race next season. Like,
absolutely. I mean, like, it's a double dip with this thing. Let me just complete my thought, and then I'll even get properly bring the latte into the conversation here. This is like, I guess, like, when you see City, what they're doing, it's one thing, but the contrast is what makes this a real conversation and not a City one. Is because the weird place where we're unbeaten, but it feels fragile. We're competitive, but we feel like it's been, like a stretched rubber band, if anything, And now we're watching a player we want to potentially go to a direct rival. Not for the summer, not for the long-term plan, but as an immediate fix to get their season right. So the question is Liverpool's plan calm and controlled, or is it being stubborn? That's a real question. I'm going to bring the latte in as introduction as well, proper introduction for our latte. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, 12. How you doing, Scousely? How you doing, mate?
What? I'm doing fine, aren't
I? Oh, wow.
Yeah, big up the chat. But yeah, man, it's a bit of a damning day, really.
Okay. Do you think Liverpool's plan is calm and controlled, or is it just Liverpool being stubborn again? Because we've seen
it's just being stubborn again. This reminds me of the 2021 season where, again, like I said, we were definitely gonna do a back-to-back. For me, we were on the road, we were top January, and the ball didn't back Klopp. They fumbled the ball. Just get the 2 defenders we need, and we're winning that league, and they didn't. Hence Klopp package, and they got the hologram and a man from Istanbul. You know what I mean?
And Davies.
Yeah, exactly. And Kabak, and then Klopp, obviously panicked, and look what happened. We lost out. We would have done the back-to-back. And this I see, look, I understand the whole summer, but you act. You wanted to come, you act. Look, this is if our defenders were all fit, then you can maybe say, you know what, 6 months. But look at the situation we're in. homegrown player, a quality player. You're telling me the club couldn't act? They have not got 20 mil, whatever it is. How is it that City have done? And we can say about charges, City have been proactive. That's what we're moving like a small club. Big clubs are proactive. Look, they've got injuries. Bang, Guehi. Look, you're dealing down with Semenyo. Bang, Ghanaian international. And we could have done, all these things. And Liverpool looks like they're open to Chiesa going. And if he does, let him go, and then get Semenyo in. Bang, Salah comes back. This is it. But we're moving like a small club. It's not good. It really is not good.
A scenario where seeing City buy Guehi lights a fire under Edwards and Hughes' arses to bring someone in, because they look at them and think, well, they're well ahead of us, and they've got many more centre back options than us already, and they've bought somebody. Should we not do the same? Maybe. I hope they think that to themselves anyway.
I mean, the fee that. It does hurt to hear the number that is being reported. Now, this number hasn't been necessarily confirmed. And it also hasn't been confirmed as to what Guehi will be making. I think that is the big difference in what we're seeing, I think. And just hear me out. Just talking off the top of the dome here. You have Guehi, and Guehi knows he'll be in the summertime. If he was a free agent, he would get a sizable signing fee, right? He's now thinking, okay, if I'm going to move in this January market, then I'm still going to make my money that I would have made in the summer. Otherwise, I'll just stay in London. That's just better business, And what also I'm thinking is Guehi is Guehi is not only thinking about his own pocket, but Crystal Palace is looking at it that way too, because they're looking at it as like, okay, we'll take an offer, we'll get whatever we can for it and make the move. Now, I think what is unique about this is that we do have a talented center half that has been getting offer after offer after offer thrown at him. He hasn't accepted any of them yet, and that's Konate, right? It could be that the number that we're offering Konate is one thing, but it could be that Guehi is maybe asking Guehi is getting more from City than we would offer him for Liverpool. And that might be a determinant in him saying, okay, well, Liverpool, we appreciate, I don't know what number it is, but hypothetically, let's say it's 200,000. Appreciate that. City's offering me 250. I'm not even getting into the 130 different,
well, players like Odores and Xhaka, do have youth on their side. They're a few years younger than Marc Guehi, aren't they? Who's 26 now, I think. So
yeah,
that aspect of it, like.
And I get
it obviously didn't put them off because we wanted them in the summer. That's not, why it didn't happen in the summer, obviously, but. There are younger players as well. I did want an experience. I wanted him for him as a player as well, but because he had a lot of experience and a lot of it was in the Premier League. But you know what I mean?
No.
You would have seen it transition him quite smoothly, but it hasn't happened. So we just have to find alternatives, won't we?
Yeah, exactly. One last point, and I'll let Latte, because I know Latte wants to say something. There was a comment in the chat. And it was, I believe it was by Peter, and Peter said something like,
I saw the comment. That's a good point by Peter. That's true.
FSG could be preparing for the next manager. The objective is top 4. This kind of move is just that. Maybe they're preparing for the next manager that doesn't necessarily involve a Guehi involved in that perspective.
Yeah, you're right, Tova. Maybe so. That's a good point by Peter, but. Possibly yes, but that's small club mentality because end of the day, again, I know Hyla's saying explain the logic, but explain the logic. The logic is just common sense. Guehi is a guy we've been tracking for the last year and a half. We were going to sign in the summer. We have an injury crisis. We still want him. So why can't you just move back and said, you know what? We've all wanted him. Just go and get the guy. He's a
But
very good centre back. He's
Can I ask you a
he's
question? Can I ask
homegrown.
you a question? Can I ask you a question though, real quick, and
Okay,
then
go on.
continue your point? I'm sorry, not trying to
All
get
right,
you
go.
off
Go for it,
subject.
go. Yeah. Go on.
But
Go.
But if hype, like, so I get what you're saying. We do need a center half. Leone was difficult to see go down and be out for the entire year. However, if you're looking at it, Vardiol going down is, I think personally, I think someone else has said in the chat too, I think Vardiol is the reason why City make this move. If Vardiol doesn't go down, I don't think that Guehi is going to be their top priority in the January window. They're not going for him. That's just my opinion. But at the same time, yes, Leone is tough to see. It's tough to see Leone go, but Leone and Guehi are two different player types or player profiles for me. You know, like as in Leone is a prospect that we're going to continue to develop. Guehi is the finished product pretty much, you know? So it would be a case of Guehi having to possibly compete with Konate for minutes, as opposed to when he goes to, if Guehi goes to City, he's going right into the team.
But maybe not, because if Diaz and Guardiola is finished, that is not guaranteed.
Say again.
I said if Diaz and Guardiola, if they're fit, then right now, yes, claim it is, but he's not guaranteed.
Isn't
And then on
Guardiola
the flip,
out? Or not Guardiola, excuse me. Vardiol. Isn't he out for a good number? He's out for a while, isn't he?
yeah, he's out for a while. Yeah. I'm just saying if when they're fit, that's what I'm saying. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah,
about
that's when they're fit.
Story.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Different story. Yeah.
Is Ruben
But
Diaz fit? Is he like for them?
no, he's injured, Lee. That's
Is
why
he?
they're playing the youngster who played well and I think Ake.
But then, but again, this is why I think that whole Pep concept of him going for it all this year, for this being his last dance possibly, or his swan song, is the fact of, cool, let me bring in someone that I know can help secure this title race and possibly get us this title. And next year, when Vardiol's healthy, when Diaz is healthy, when all these players are healthy, whoever's the next manager, that's their problem. You know what I mean? So like that's, at least I'm looking at it from a City perspective, or Pep's perspective.
That Kuchanov, the Uzbeki bloke, he cost like 45 million, or the best part of 45 million from what I remember. He was meant to be a good player, and there you go.
What do you think? What do you think about that, Malate?
Yeah, but I mean, again, the fact is, like, regardless of whether, and I hear what you're saying, Tough, and this might be, you got a point that regardless, they may be doing of going, but the thing is that acting, and we're not, and this doesn't give me hope that we're going to act, because at the end of the day, we're not using the homegrown rule. You know, he's a quality player, he's a very good player, he's a homegrown, because our numbers are dwindling, you know. And again, regardless where we need to act to get back in this league, and regardless of for whether they're doing City are buying for the now and the future, they're gonna get a good 6-7 years out of him, you know. And this is the thing where we're just dilly-dallying again. And yeah, we could talk about price and waiting, but if that's the case, why wait? You waited a year and a half, nearly 2 years. You've been scouting him. You made the offer. So if he's available and he was willing to come, and you know our injuries crisis, then get him. Because at the end of the day, let's be real, Konate is near enough gone. Unless, I mean, there's chance that he can just turn it around and say, yeah, but Konate is near enough gone. You got VVD who needs a rest, and then Joey, you know, again, he's going to be fit for a while, but again, something will pick up. So what are we going to do then? So unless we end this window and we get a centre back, then it's a bit of it's not great from FSG, you know.
So you think that January, not non-disclosure. What is the word I'm looking for? Like, the non-negotiable is that Liverpool have to bring in a center half.
They have to. It's yeah. If I don't think only a madman will disagree with that. We have to. not because of injuries, and we know how the unreliability, stability of the players, and we're still in competitions. We do. Otherwise, we could be having an even worse conversation at the end of the season. I don't think it will, but I mean, it's not going to go well. It's not going to be a great season because we ain't retaining the title. We ain't doing the back to back, but we could be fighting potentially if these players don't buck up for the top four, which I never thought I'll say this. So yeah, but there's still time. But yeah, I mean, right now they're not filling me the ball. They're not filling me every hope. And like Norm has said, well, again, we're dilly dallying. We're dilly dallying.
Do you think both of you, Lee and Nalante,
Yeah,
and the chat as well? I see the chat is very active in the conversation as well, and we see your comments. I know that at least if I don't see them, someone on the panel is probably reading one of your comments. So please include them. But what I was going to say, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, if Liverpool don't make a move, let's say, do you think that we are not going to contend with top four? Because if you've already conceded that a title hope is done for this league, we've got to focus on top four and get that business done. Do you think that is the only that is out of the question? And I'm not even getting into the silverware yet. Silverware is important.
Yeah.
Top priority.
We
could talk about that separate.
Let's
talk about just top four for this.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm not worried that we'll finish outside the Champions League placings, but we're one injury away from being in serious trouble at centre-back. If he'll get any type of injury that keeps them out for a number of weeks or a couple of months, then Joe has to play. He's the only one. And can he play every game? Because he'll have to play every game then, and every minute, because there's no one even to come on to give him late relief or any shit like that. So we're taking a chance, aren't we? But at the moment, if we don't get any injuries, I think we're finishing the Champions League, or at least I bloody hope we do. I have conceded the league. The point of concession was some considerable time ago now. So I just open that we have a decent end to the season with a few good victories and finishing the Champions League placings.
How about for you, Nalante?
Yeah, I mean, top four. If we don't finish top four, then it's embarrassing, and it's a shame on the manager and the players. But yeah, like Lee said, we should. But because of the form of these players, everything's a little bit questionable because some of them are turning up, some of them haven't. So yeah, I mean, we should do that, but it's going to be a disappointing season anyway because we're not. I mean, the only way I see this season salvaged is winning old biggers or potentially winning an FA Cup and top four. I'll kind of accept that at the end of the day. But if it's just playing top four without anything, then it's disappointing season without a trophy. It's a failure for me. It's a failure.
Would you say that City got a because they won the treble, them not going the next year and not winning anything? Was that a? And I know it's not. You could care. Most of you could care less about City. It's not that perspective. I'm just thinking. I'm just getting a broader conversation. Do you think that is a? Is that how can I put it? I know you'd be disappointed if we got top four and we didn't get any trophy, but they did the same after winning the treble, as in, for a team that won a treble and then to barely get
they won the league. They won the league the season after again.
Okay.
Yeah, they won the league. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Now, I've said before about taking chances, and Kai was saying in the comments, about when we sold Lovren, didn't replace him. Remember, Klopp said, yeah, Fabinho can play the position. And then Virgil got injured, Joe got injured, Matip was injured all season, and we ended up with Phillips and Reece Williams, didn't we? And we were going to retain that was going well that season, up until the point Pickford done that to Virgil. I remember Guardiola come out and said he pretty much conceded that the title was done at that point, but it was only about 10 games in. And then when Virgil got injured, like, we played the rest of the season with Phillips and Williams, didn't we? Because we didn't replace Lovren. I mean, Henderson played centre-back, Fabinho played centre-back, Wijnaldum played centre-back that season. But even they had injuries, all them got injuries that season. We were cursed. And that could happen again.
Yeah. I think it's the fact, Lee. I think it's the fact, not even, we missed Lovren. It's not even that, like you said. It's
I
just,
think that was
the year that we won. The year that we won.
Even that thing when Virgil got injured and we only got Kabak and Ben Davis. I think that took a lot out of Klopp, and it was like a huge contributory factor in him leaving eventually. I think that took the wind out of him.
I thought it was 2019, 2020. They didn't win the league in 2019, 2020.
No, we
Manchester
did.
City. We did.
Yeah.
They didn't win anything that year. But the year before that, they won the treble.
No, 2022.
Wasn't it? 2021 was the awful
They won a
season.
domestic. They won a domestic treble on that.
Yeah, no, I think you're talking about after the treble. No, they won the league the season after 23, 24.
They won the season before us, right? And then they won the season after us. But they didn't. The year that we won in 2019, 2020, they didn't win anything. I thought that's how, maybe.
Yeah, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't. Okay. You're right. No, they didn't. Oh no, I was talking about the treble because you saying they didn't win anything the following season.
Oh, okay.
City. Yeah. That's all right. No, it's all good. It's all good. But no, just to follow on from what Lee was saying, I think it wasn't the fact that Lovren went, it's the fact, like I said, and always said it always irks me that we didn't replace him because we were flying in the league, we were top in January, and VVD, Matip, Gomez were done for the season. So we had to do, and Klopp knew, and Klopp told FSG who he wanted, and he didn't bother. And they gave him, like I said, the hologram and the Istanbul man. They gave him peanuts. They gave him bottle of the rubber. It's like, it's like living in Bel Air and then you're going to Compton. You know what I mean? That's what they did. They gave him something from Compton, and that kind of cost us the league, and that irks me because as good as a club, and we can say about City and this, we really should be having back-to-back titles. We should be saying this by now since the Premiership has started. I know a lot of things, so it just irks me. It just hurts me. And now people say I'm harsh, but it's just what I expect for the club. I'm not saying we win every season. Right now, under Klopp, we should have had back-to-back. This season, we should be saying, you know what, we're on course or up there to do a back-to-back. But it is what it is. And this, like I said, I'm just frustrated. Regardless, Guehi is not the only defender, no, but you've been after him for the last 2 years. What's 20? Right now, we're in an injury crisis. What's 20 million? And he's a homegrown quality player who will improve our defense. When you know the surroundings with all our other defenders, or if not, then get whoever else that you're looking at, because right now it's peak.
Do you? And again, this is a question for the chat. Chat, I would love to see your answer for this. If Guehi is your guy, and you're getting him for 20 million. Okay, you could have gotten him for free in the summertime, but now you're paying 20 million. It's 20 million that you're going to have to take off the books one way or another, right? And people might say, "Oh, well, you're willing to pay 35 million for him earlier." I get that. But what I was going to bring up is this: what if his salary demand is now exceptionally higher than it was before? Do you overpay to get Guehi, meaning like your wage bill? Do you overpay on a wage? And obviously you're going to try to sign him for a 4 or 5 year contract or something like that, right? So do you overpay and commit to a player like that? Or do you try to work a deal with another player, a Schlotterbeck or a Van de Ven, something like that? That might even be a better fit for what you want as well. That's for the chat. That's for you and the panel too.
The thing about with the Guehi deal, like it's been reported that he's been offered massive wages by City. I mean, why wouldn't he have? That's what they do. We wouldn't have to be paying them type of wages to an Ordonez or a Xhaka would be like. There's be much more reasonable starting wage if we buy a younger player from outside the country as well. Like, I'd like to believe that they have got other targets before January's finished. Like, because I think it is a massive risk to try and go all the way till late May with two centre backs and Joe's back up. Because Joe struggled with his fitness time and again. And if we have to rely on him where we have to play him all the time and then he gets injured, I mean, it's going to be Gravenberch playing with Van Dijk, innit?
Yeah.
Or Endo.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a rosy situation. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not trying to gas up anyone and say, you know, there's nothing to see here. This is a major disappointment. I will admit that. But it's one of those cases where I'm just asking, are there other players out there? Are there other center halves out there? I know that there's been everyone knows my center half of preference is Bastoni. Not everyone's preference. By the way, and that's cool. And big up to trying to how you say that. XRP legend. Big up to you. Big up from Ireland. Good to see you. But what it is that I was trying to get across is like, is there a player out there that, okay, Guehi doesn't land for us? Then who do you say, well, if you're not going to go for Guehi, you best believe to bring in player X? Who is player X for you?
There isn't one for me, but I mean, God, there has to be centre backs out there. You can't tell me
there's a lot of centre halves. There are.
Yeah, you can't tell me that there's a centre back out there that we couldn't buy at the moment, that we couldn't afford. Do you know what I mean?
Slotterbeck is for bonkers. Is Slotterbeck okay?
Yeah, I like him a lot. Like on a wish list, like he'd probably be top of it because of the experience you get with him.
XR is saying we need at least 3 center backs. Wow. Okay.
We do. At the very least, we need 3 over the next 2 windows, and we definitely need 1 right now in this window.
I didn't see that. Slot put Ramsey under the bus, saying he has better options. Ooh, you have to tell me. Yeah, tell me the context of that, bonkers. I hope he didn't say that. I'm doing my best to try to like stick up for our coach. I'm hoping he did not say something stupid like that. And I get it. He wasn't here when we originally went for Ramsey. Ramsey isn't necessarily his guy per se, quote unquote, but you know, Liverpool existed before Slot and it'll exist after Slot. He has to recognize that. So put proper respect on our players, if anything. I'll watch the press conference. I did see some of the press conference. I saw some highlights from it. I didn't see it verbatim from start to finish. His ideas of better options is Sobo. Oh my goodness. Who's your player X? Or is Guehi your player X, Nolante? And I know Lee doesn't have one. He said, "What?"
I worked out.
No, I wanted to be honest. I wouldn't mind getting. No, he's one of my options at Guehi. Like, I thought he's a homegrown. I think he's improved. I thought would be a quality addition to our back four. If not, Slotterbeck, I don't mind. But I'm still on the fence with him a bit because I think he struggles with pace. So one guy that we were linked with, but we just disappeared. I like Diamonde. I do like Diamonde from Sporting Lisbon. Very, very good player. So again, I'm talking about realistic signings.
But who is? I mean, Diamante could be a realistic signing, couldn't he?
Yeah, but not ones that probably we won't get. So I'm just thinking in that context. So Diamonde, yeah, very good. Similar to Torre, a bit more quicker,
There's
to be
that
honest.
Ordonez guy.
Yeah,
There
Ordonez. Yeah,
is
I like both of them. Yeah, Ordonez. Yeah, I like both of them. Yeah, so those two. I mean, since Gay is off the major, so any two of them I wouldn't mind. Slotterbeck, I'm not 100% convinced with him in terms of pace, but again, good defender, good defender. But yeah, I think that's it really. But I'm just again, but the problem is, and I think like Norm said in the chat, will Liverpool? Oh, big up, touchline chaos. Big up yourself, man. Big up touchline. The question, the more question is 12 is, and for us, will Liverpool FSG act? They're not giving me any confidence that they will.
What do you think? What do you think, Lee? Last chance to get your choice in. Do you have it? Because in essence, it sounds like you're both saying.
I'll say Ordonez then because he plays for Bruges, and I'm sure if we offered the right money, which hopefully wouldn't be too much, wouldn't be an extortionate amount of money.
That's so. Wait, Ordonez, I believe his name is. That is the guy that you think could be the future for our center half. That's the guy.
Well, it's the more recent link. We were linked with Diamonde a while ago, and I like Diamonde too. We were linked with Diamonde when we were linked with what's his name a lot, the left-footed centre half. What was he? The same for Sporting Lisbon. Inacio. We were linked with him a lot, weren't we? Like Goncalo Inacio at the time, and we were linked with Diamandi too. But that was about 2 years ago or something now. But Ordonez is a newer link. Apparently, we've looked at him, or we've been looking at him. Same with Xhaka, but Ordonez, he looks good. Why not give him a whirl? We need to do something. It's a massive gamble if we don't. And it's a gamble that I don't care for seeing unfold, mate. I'm going to be on tenterhooks till the end of the season now if we don't buy anyone. Every time Virgil goes in for a tackle.
Guehi is a good player. He is not my top choice. So maybe that's the reason why I'm not so up in arms about us not getting Guehi. Would he have been a good addition? Absolutely, not questioning that. He's a good player. He's England level. He's consistent. He'd help. Absolutely. But City are buying him for insurance. Liverpool are looking at him as would have been probably looking at him as insurance as well. Because again, I don't know if this coach, at least, us in the chat or us on the panel might look at it as Guehi gets right into our team. He's the starting center half right next to Virgil van Dijk. For some, that might be the case. But for this coach, I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think Konate would still. We've seen him go with Ibu, even with a healthy Gomez. We've seen him go with Ibu, even with healthy choices as alternatives, even when Ibu was not at elite level or elite performance level, at least. And I personally have a different target that I would like to see, a target we've been linked with. I would like to see us go for a different target than us be reliant on thinking that Guehi is going to be the heir apparent to Virgil van Dijk, because eventually that's going to happen. We're going to need a center half that can not necessarily, there's not replacing one of the best center halves, in my opinion, one of the best center halves of the Premier League era. There's no replacing that. But certainly you want to look at bringing in a player that is going to bring you some real options at that center half position. Guehi would have done so, but I don't know if he does it at the level of other center halves out there that might not be available or might be available. But I think that's where I'm at with this. That's why I guess I'm not so in the dumps about it. But I can understand also Norm's perspective. I saw Norm's perspective in that it is a punch in the gut that another player that Liverpool actively and publicly were involved in bringing in has possibly chosen another team. that part is problematic for me. That part hurts.
Just tell yourself
That's
the
me.
often wages that we couldn't match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I really think that's what it is. I think that City are offering him a wage that we did not want to match. I'm very interested to see if this does happen. I'm very interested to see what the wage is that he gets, because I'd be willing to bet that it's over the wage that we are willing to give to Konate. And if it's over the wage that we're willing to give to Konate, then chances are Liverpool are thinking, well, if we're willing to pay, this is all hypothetical, but let's just say it's, I don't know, 250,000 that he makes, or that he gets signed for. And that's not including all the bonuses and everything else that's included with what his deal is. But let's just say base pay is 250K. I bet you that's over the price that we offered Ibu. It's probably like we in the sense of we probably offer Ibu 225. Hypothetically, we offer him 225 and they offer him 250. They're probably thinking, well, if we're going to pay 250 to Guehi and only offer 225 to Ibu, we might as well just offer Ibu the 250 because, do you rate Ibu more than you rate Guehi? It's a matter of preference, I guess. But those are perspectives that I'm thinking. At least that's from my football manager style perspective of thinking. Go ahead, Nalati. You want to say something?
Yeah. No, I said that's a good point, 12, of course. And if it's something like 300 a week, something like that, or too near to that, then fair enough. Then fair enough, because I like Guehi, but I wouldn't be paying 280 per week for him. But if it's not, but regardless of whether it is or if it's not, if it's wages or not, the thing is the club need to do some serious stuff and they need to act regardless. I just feel with Guehi, I'm just, like I said, I'm not bothered about Konate, and it'll put some pressure on Konate because I was getting him. Let's just say, the example, putting pressure on Konate, and I think Slot would use him, probably not to the extent that he wants, but again, Konate will be gone by the summer, so he will be like undisputedly first choice. So I just think the club just need to take the finger out their as you state American people butthole, as you guys say in the States, and just get moving. Whoever it is, if it's not Guehi, and I just think we need some like homegrown balance in the team, and it's just not the fact he's improved. I think he's just as good as Konate. There's some things Konate does better than him, and there's others he does better than him. And he's homegrown. I just think we need a little bit of that in the team, And
I agree.
And he just get that grit, and that's so these. And again, before 2.5 years ago, I wouldn't have said this, but he's improved. I watched him; he's improved them massively. He got to a Euro 2024 final with England, albeit the tactics and back three. He's improved, and just a grit, some like homegrown grit that will help. And that's the thing, and it's just the fact that we're just moving like a small club because City are acting. Regardless of whether they're moving, they're not looking to sit still. But it seems that we're struggling. It was like, oh, it's okay. Let's just sit still because we're probably not going to win the league. Start moving. We are a big club or we're a small club, ladies and gentlemen. That's my thing. So I'm not really happy with this, but it is what it is. But they can still rectify it by getting that defender they want, whoever that is, early. But the only conundrum which I don't agree with, but it could be the trench which Peter said, is the fact that maybe they're not going to do it because they're waiting for whoever's coming in the summer, which is a valid point. But I just feel like we're letting go because let's be honest here. And again, we've only won 2 leagues in 30 years. 35 years or so. We've only won 2 leagues for a club of our standards. That's not good enough. And little things like this, regardless, it just shows that we're still acting like a small club. But again, that's me. I'm being a bit harsh, but I just want us to make markers put our marker down. But yeah, that's it really.
Okay. If BVD or Konate get injured, it's peak. That it is true, Don. I think the Van de Ven comment does kind of, in the back of my mind, at least, that is weighing in on some of my opinions right here. I get Van de Ven isn't a homegrown, which is a very extremely important and valid point, by the way, by Nolante. But Van de Ven, however, and Upamecano is on a level that makes him good enough for pretty much every club out there. Okay.
Ugh.
Upamecano isn't your cup of tea?
No, he's massively overrated for me. He's massively overrated. And anyway, he's gonna be signing a new contract with Bayern anyway, with a release clause. So, but yeah, I'm not bothered about him.
Okay. Let's see what else. I know. Philly Liver FC. It's been a tough week for some of us Philadelphia fans as well. Certainly has been. Keep your head up, though. Keep your head up. What else was there that I saw in the chat? Big up, Jimmy, by the way. Big up. Evening. I think that's about all I saw in the chat. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I'm not saying it's good that we're missing out on this, if it is.
It's too big a risk, isn't it? Too big a risk not to buy anyone. We really are taking the piss. Whoever's in charge is saying is, look, what they're saying is, look, Virgil will be fit all season. So will Ibu. Stop stressing. But that might not be true. That could change.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It might not be. It also would mean that we'd have to make some maneuvering to our team too. With Guehi, it would have been a little bit easier because he's a homegrown, like Nolante pointed out, and that would have been easier for him to be a fit into our team, because we only have so many non-homegrown spots as well on the club. However, it is.
Surely we wouldn't find it too hard to persuade both Joel O'Donnell and Bruges to agree to a deal. You know what I mean? Just different towns. So you remember us, Liverpool, we beat you in the 1978 European Cup final. Yeah, it's us, yeah. We want to buy that lad off you, and here's a few bob, hand them over.
Yeah. I agree with what Peter's saying. They think we can scrape top four even with more injuries. You know what I'm thinking too, chat and panel as well. Lee and Nolante. And this is not good for FSG, but they also probably think that top 5 is all they need to get. Maybe they're thinking that top 5 is all they need to get.
You know what? That's come back to haunt me. I was laughing last season about the idea of it, thinking it's for clubs like Chelsea. It's them who need the 5th place so they can qualify. And now this season, I'm stressing a bit. I don't want the 5th place. Oh, how times change so quickly. Do you know what I mean? Last season, I was laughing to myself, because we were top of the league all season. But this season's been a different thing.
Yeah. Look, there are players out there. There are players out there. January does have some players that can make moves. Not all the players are from teams that necessarily have to sell. We have a case where, for instance, Van de Ven was brought up by Hylor. He's a player that, look, after what he did to Isak, I was not very happy with bringing in Van de Ven, or I wasn't happy with Van de Ven. But would I have him as a option on our team? Very much so. Very much so. I think he's a good player. You could also throw in there Diamante. You could also throw in Ordonez. You could throw in. I mean, look, there's been plenty of reports. I've seen them time and time again. Maybe the algorithm is just flooding my my feed with them because they know I like the player. But in this, I think the summer is when you'll see us really go for that heir apparent for Liverpool. And I think that you'll see us go in the summertime, and we'll get a what's the Jacquet is his name, the French player.
Jacquet.
Okay, or JJ, I think his name right. Or you'll see us go for a player like that, and also bring in a player like a maybe a Bastoni. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I get it. But I'm just saying, maybe we go for a player like that. That player has been rumored to be open to a deal or open to a move to Liverpool. I just think that, like, I don't think Guehi was necessarily the heir apparent to Virgil van Dijk. Maybe you guys have a player out there that you believe can be. I think originally this team, this is my perspective. Originally, I think that this team, Liverpool, looked at Ibu maybe stepping up and being that next Virgil van Dijk in essence, like as in not necessarily being in stature of what Virgil is, but necessarily being the leader of that back line, the leader in the center half group, the leader, the alpha in the center half pairing. We'll see. We'll see if he ends up staying or going. Doesn't look that way, but it's a real situation. Look, the Slot's quotes matter, and what he said was, "Everyone is aligned on the challenges, but that doesn't mean we act." That was the quote by Arne Slot, and I think that's an honest sentence. I will give Arne that he is an honest person, but it's also a dangerous statement. Because it's telling you Liverpool know what the issues are, and it also means they might not be interested in solving them. And I know that's going to make a lot of people angry. A lot of people angry. The other thing is very interesting because what made Guehi change his mind? Guehi was very adamant about he wanted to go in the summertime, and then when there was a gang of reports coming out that he was more interested in signing a deal that would benefit him financially in the summertime, because that's the time that being a free agent would benefit him the most. And Romano,
I think a lot of his decision may have been based on the fact that we didn't come back in for him, which we haven't. So, he's probably just thought, I'll take this deal. It's a really good deal. Why not?
Yeah, well, Romano previously said the player's plan was to run out the contract and move for free in the summer. And you've got to ask the question, why the U-turn? Is it City's offer, City's pathway towards being a starter? Is it City's urgency that makes it like so overwhelming that he has to go there? And you can't ignore the psychology of a player thinking, I can go now, start right away, and be part of a machine, and then have that player that wants to be the starter have to fight me for that role. As opposed to go to Liverpool and not necessarily be a starter. I don't think that he would be a starter. I know that there are people that do. I don't think he would be. Not that he can't be. I'm not saying he can't. But what I am saying is I don't think he would be. With Arne Slot, I believe that he would still choose Ibu as his starter, considering Ibu has a relationship with VVD and the likes. And I don't
No,
know
I
if maybe
fully expected them to come here on a free in the summer, but
Mm.
this is a really good deal like that they've offered them. So that's football, isn't it?
It is. It is. I know we spent a lot of time on this subject. We're going to be moving off it so we can get to this preview. But yeah, it is. And the difference is too. A huge difference, which was who said it? Who said it? Peter. Peter's got a lot of good comments today. It could be the fact that he's going to a team that has a chance to win the league. Most of us would say we don't have a chance to win the league. Maybe next year. But most likely not this year.
No, it's a massive carrot, isn't it, for him? Like the fact that he could get a league title medal at the end of this very season in May.
Yeah. All right. Well, Freds, please deep breaths. Namastes, woosahs, whatever you got to do, to kind of get the center focused again. We've set our piece on the market. Now let's go to the pitch, because that's the important thing that we got in front of us tomorrow. Burnley at home is exactly the type of game where you want to build momentum, and you want to avoid the chaos of worrying about trying to come from behind to get a victory or losing points or anything like that. So let's set the tone properly right now. Liverpool are unbeaten, where our run remains. But let's be honest, the winning feeling has been missing in the league. 3 consecutive stalemates since New Year's. Leeds, Fulham, Arsenal, all draws. Now, draws can mean different things. The Leeds and Fulham were 2 points lost type draws. The Arsenal one, we probably gained a point, especially with the chaos around, the Martinelli shove of an injured player being Connor Bradley, or the fact that we probably could have won the game, but we didn't. But there's the question mark of whether we could or should have. But the issue is bigger than the results. It's the feeling of it all. Liverpool are 4th, 2 points clear of Brentford, but Newcastle and Manchester United, sorry, I guess, Manchester United gets me kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. But Manchester United are right there, and they're within touching distance. I'm not fearful of Manchester United. I don't think Manchester United gets into this top 4, if not top 5 race, to be honest. But we did beat Barnsley 4-1 in the FA Cup. We all know that scoreline did not really fully tell the story. For long stretches, Liverpool were not necessarily in control against a lower level team. Slot's efforts, or Slot's side, have been unbeaten in 11 in all comps. And that's going from that PSV disaster till now. So it does tell you that there is some resilience in the lads, some resilience in the fact that we're not going to allow for the season to be a complete waste. I don't think it's rhythm yet, but go ahead.
That PSV game was the lowest moment. That was the biggest pie in the face of this season so far.
Absolutely was
against them, mate. Again, I mean, they're not like the worst side ever, PSV, but to be done like that by them at home, that was painful.
That was embarrassing.
It was the largest pie in the face we've received yet this season.
Yeah, that or 0-0 the Leeds at home was harsh. The fact that we couldn't score on a Leeds team.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. That was thoroughly embarrassing, as was the 3-3. To fail to beat them twice in a few weeks, like when they've only just been promoted, that was hard going, wasn't it? As much as I like Daniel Farke, you know what I mean?
It was. And that's the thing. Here's a stat that should make you sit up straight. And that is Liverpool has 14.7 shots per game. 14.7 shots per game. That's in the league, at least. Do you realize that that's the lowest? That's the lowest since. What year do you think that's the lowest since? I'll give you a shot to even guess what you think. Lee, what year do you think that's the lowest? That's our lowest average of shots per game.
Oh, God, I don't know. 1911?
No, that low. Talking about like you're talking about medicine balls and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Around these things.
Well, I don't know. It's been a tough season. Like I thought the last time we were this bad was over 100 years ago.
Well, it's been about 25 years. 14.7 shots per game in the league is the lowest since 2001-2002 season. That's crazy for a team that has the kind of offensive output that we have. It goes back to that question or the comments that discussion we were having yesterday about, yes, has Slot definitely gotten our team more resilient, more focused in keeping clean sheets or playing defense and the likes? Absolutely. However, it comes with a sacrifice, and that sacrifice is our shots and our offense. Burnley at Anfield isn't just 3 points. It's opportunity. It's an opportunity to restore belief, restore a little bit of flow, and stop unbeaten. But
sorry, that's a fairly gnarly statistic, isn't it? Like, that doesn't reflect well on Arnie. I think we should stop talking about it, actually, and keep stum so we can help him keep his job.
Yeah.
Poor Arnie, man. I do feel for the man still, like, obviously, because he's our manager, like, and he did win the league for us, like, but it's not looking good at the moment, is it?
Yeah. I think because Burnley, when it comes to Burnley, I think you would want to see us be able to unlock something against Burnley. They're winless in 12 games. They're 19th in the league. They're 8 points from safety. Yet they still have the kind of structure that can annoy you if you're sloppy. So we need to treat this as a serious game. We need to not, this is not a highlight reel in the making. This has to be a professional hit job. And that's what we have to do. We have to go in there, go into Anfield, and know that we have to unlock a low block, get goals, preferably 2 goals, and cause them to go out of their shell, knowing that the only way they're going to come back is that they look to show some expansive football. And that's not going to be an easy deal by any means. What do you think is? Do you see anything else that could be happening to us in this game? If you know what I'm saying, like as in what we need to be prepared for going into this game, Lee?
For me, it should be fairly simple to beat Burnley at Anfield, given their players. Like, we know that they'll put up a good fight of it and that, like, they defend deep, like, and go down at the, at any moment, like they'd be flying all over the bloody floor, like at the weekend. But if we can't beat them, mate, if we can't find at least one moment of class to win the game, then it's going to be a sad day for me, like a really sad day.
That's an interesting. That's pretty interesting. Aston Villa have confirmed Daniel Malen has joined Roma. Roma's announcement says the deal is an initial loan with an option to buy the Holland striker. What is Villa doing? Very interesting. Maybe Villa's making room for Elliott to stay. Maybe.
They are in Europe this season. They did get in Europe, didn't they?
Big up, people. Rest easy, people. The streets have arrived.
Evening,
Rasta Crab in the house.
Rasta Crab, he's slotting, isn't it? Rasta Crab, can you say slotting?
Yeah. Yeah, don't get him started, man. Don't get him started. Oh man. We've got to he tuned in because he knows that I got Andy Robertson. I got Robbo news. That's why he tuned in. He tuned in for that. And to support, of course, but he tuned in also for that. Look, you're talking about Slot. All right. Well, you're talking about Slot. I can talk about Slot. Slot held his pre-match conference this morning. He kept it pretty straight. He said, yes, we've got a few injuries. Lilly out for the season, Bradley out for the season, and Isak out for a couple months, but the rest, I think everyone is available for the most part. That's big. Basically, Slot telling you there's no excuses. Now, Mohamed Salah has missed the last 6 fixtures because of AFCON, obviously. He's absent again because Egypt are playing Nigeria in the 3rd place playoff in Saturday's matchup. Slot did confirm that Salah will return to Merseyside next week. And when asked if Salah would be available for Marseille in the Champions League on Wednesday, Slot said, that's something we are talking about together now. So there's an outside chance that he makes it. I think the one difficult part of the logistics about him making that trip is because of the trip itself. That's all. Let's see. Now, Burnley have Joe Worrell might return. Lyle Foster will be assessed. Zian Fleming is out. They're joint top scorers for them with 6 goals. They're all ruled out. Scott Parker had this to say. He said, Joe is close. He's been on the grass. Decision late. Zian won't make it. Leon is feeling better, but not 100%. And Burnley's lists include Amdouni, Bayer, Cullen, Roberts, Tressar, Tuazembe, and Hannibal are back after AFCON, and Parker likes the freshness his club is looking at. So on paper, Liverpool have the advantage, but football isn't a thing that you just simply go by paper. It's all about, actually getting the results on the list. Also, the coach did say some things that I wanted to point out. Coach praised Andy Robertson for his maturity and attitude, even when not starting every game. He recognizes him, adding his immense value to Liverpool FC. He also spoke about Mohamed Salah's return from international duty, which I spoke on earlier, highlighting his importance despite Egypt still having a crucial game to play. And on the team's unbeaten run, the coach emphasized that the goal is 11 wins, not just to remain unbeaten, pointing out that there's plenty of room for improvement. The squad has been working on turning possession into more clear-cut chances from open play, seeking that click, it clicks moment, I guess you could say. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. That click moment to improve their attacking flow. He also mentioned the challenge of balancing a more attacking style while reducing vulnerability to counterattacks. Regarding transfers, like I said earlier, while the club understands the challenges that are ahead, January activity is not guaranteed. Looking ahead to Burnley, the coach expects a tough test, referencing last season's narrow victory, and emphasized they need to be ready for the challenge. Ultimately, the focus remains on constant improvement, learning from past experiences, and aiming for greater consistency. Will Salah
speaking of Scott Parker?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you never know. You could, yeah. Do you think that Salah? What is the importance of Salah to you now? Like, as in, do we have to? Is him being a part of Marseille trip that important, or do you not rush him back? Do you continue to play Frimpong at the position that we have and everything else, and just go from there?
Yeah, it's important for me that we get him back because we need him at the moment. Now, since he left, Isak's out for a long time now. We've had other injuries. I mean, Ekatike's not been available, so we've been having to use Cozy through the middle. So his return will be greatly appreciated. Like, I just hope it goes well when he comes back. Like, and we can get him assimilated back into the side, like, and playing well.
Okay. All right. All right. I did want to say this. She's not part of our panel today, but I wanted to say that tomorrow is going to be one of our beloved Reds queens out there, friend of Nolante, good friend of Nolante, maybe arch nemesis of Nolante, depending on how he looks at it. But Cian, her birthday is tomorrow, I believe. She said her birthday is on the Burnley game. So if she's listening, or I'm sure she's will listen at some point, happy birthday to her. So if anything for tomorrow, I'm hoping that we can get the football gods can give us and maybe her a birthday, give her a birthday present, but us a present in general by getting Liverpool a clean sheet, pair of goals, a little celebration for our Reds, and then we'll do the please and thank you and keep it moving. Because this is one of those games where you expect Liverpool to win, and it's wild. Do you know what the aggregate of this game is, Delante or Lee?
I don't, but I would imagine it's massively in our favour.
Yeah. I think it's something like 11-1 or 12-1 or something like that across the last stretch of games that we've had against Burnley.
Yeah.
Burnley did win at Anfield in 2021, and we all know that infuriated Klopp like no end. That was Sean Dyche, this Dyche ball, the dark arts, not coming out to play, just wanting to get anything he can from the fixture. And
I'm
we
sure
played
if
Burnley.
you look, sorry, go on.
Okay. Sure.
I'm sure if you looked at the history of English football, Burnley have won the league not that many less times than Chelsea have. So think about that.
That's wild. That's a wild one. Think about that.
I know Burnley being a big club, and they were a massive club in the 20s and 30s, won quite a few leagues. I think they won 3 in a row. So they're not that far behind Chelsea. Can you hear me, Stamford Bridge?
Hey, Stamford Bridge. Well, Chelsea have to do a little bit of work in that League Cup game, but the return fixture that they have. But I will say this: we played Burnley earlier this season. It was tough. We won it late via a penalty, via the man who scored the penalty. Actually, not with us. But that should be a warning sign. Burnley can make you suffer. So what do I want this time in this game? I not only want to see control, I want to see players making runs at the defense. I want to see players trying to open up this back line and really making some solid attempts. I'm not asking for chaos. I'm just asking for not we'll get there eventually type control either, though. That's the point. I don't want to see, let's just play, let's just be patient. Let's just try to work this out. I want to be relentless, not chaotic, but I want to be relentless in trying to make some type of run at that back line, because I believe they'll make mistakes. I believe they'll give us penalties in the box. They'll give us, obviously the one we got last time was a handball, and it was a handball. But but I want to see us really going at the players and trying to make something happen, because one quote that has haunted Liverpool this season is even when they win, it's not enjoyable. That is something I've heard from a lot of fans out there, myself included. That is a problem. Not because I need entertainment. I'm not saying, I like to call myself Maximus every once in a while and ask if you're not entertained. But It's because lack of control becomes dropped points, and those drop points and those draws. If we had gotten points, if we had gotten the wins in all the games that we got draws in this unbeaten run, we're in second place, 2 points out. That's a damning comment. And if you offer me a 2-0 right now, the 2-0 from last season when you're never really in danger, I'll take it all day.
All day.
All day. But the table adds pressure. Liverpool's goal difference is only 4. Can you say that realistically out in your minds? When you think about it, Manchester City and Arsenal, they're on like 20 plus goals differential.
Given our current form, I'm not expecting a spectacular display. But if we can't find a way to beat Burnley at Anfield, then that really will be piss poor. I mean, I would like to think that at the end of the day, the fact that we've just got a lot of good players, and they've only got 1 or 2 who work hard, could be the difference in the game. And I don't want us to have to rely on Hannibal's horrible handball heartache again. You know what I mean? I want us to win the game because we're a better set of players, not because somebody did us a favour.
Yeah, I get you. I don't know if you guys have, that's for some of you might know that saying. It's a funny skit. It's a funny skit. He's like fever, and my fever's for more cowbell. I want more press like it's cowbell. How about that? Yeah, I look. Burnley are 19th, no wins in 5. Like I said, everyone expects them to go back to the championship. The expectation actually adds pressure, I think, to Liverpool because they'll be fighting for some pride. I'm sure Burnley will be. The positives in this one, Ekitike is back. Our win percentage with Ekitike in the lineup is massive. We saw what Wirtz and Ekitike together can mean. I get it was Barnsley, but chemistry is chemistry, and you build it where you can. I don't want to play, to Peter's point, I don't want to play down to our opponents. I want to play to our level, period. Allison in goal is huge. Right back is likely Frimpong. I'd love that he's starting to hit form with goals and assists and confidence. I like that. The new reality, I get it. Bradley out, but Frimpong isn't something to sleep on. He's the guy, and he has to make himself be that guy. He's the defender, the runner, the outlet. All those things. Consistent, and we need that to happen. But I will say this: I want to see Calvin Ramsey actually is as a presence in this team. I want to see him be rotated in with Frimpong. You talk about a real issue. We're talking about center half fragility. Let's not get it twisted. I don't want to see Damas Abaslai be forced to play right back. I don't want to see Curtis Jones be forced to play right back. The same way that we could see a Gravenberch or an Endo be forced to play center half. I don't want to see those players be forced to play that role. And why I say that really, really passionately is also because without Bradley, it makes a definite difference in our team. So we're going to have to figure out how to manage Frimpong's, because Frimpong has been injured, I'm knock on wood, already early this year. We don't want to see that happen again. And I don't want to overuse him. Salah's coming back, so that means that his right wing duties are probably coming to an end. Slot him in, no pun intended, at that right back role, and let's make this happen. Calvin Ramsey, you need to be prepared to be a backup to him, because I want to see Gomez be a backup to our center halves. plain and simple.
This is the thing about Mo's return, is he going to give Frimpong enough cover? He's going to have to, isn't he? If we were playing well, it wouldn't matter so much, but we're not playing well, so he's going to have to really dig in and protect Frimpong, because Frimpong does have an inclination to get forward a lot, so if Mo's in front of him, he is going to have to up his game in terms of getting back and providing cover.
Yeah, Calvin Ramsey exists as a potential rotation piece in my mind, even though the comments and the suggestion from our coach doesn't exactly bode well for that prediction to happen. But I think a Slot is smart and the game is under control. You find minutes for Ramsey to protect Frimpong's legs and also get him acclimated towards playing Premier League football, period. I'm starting Dom, I'm starting McAllister. And for this one, I'm putting Wirtz in my 10 role to unlock those low blocks. Burnley will low block. We all know that. They will frustrate. They did it early this season. But Flo has to be the key master. Anyone saw the Matrix? I want Flo to be the key master, the key master.
How do you go with that guy, yeah?
Yeah. That's who Flo is.
The key, yeah.
Yeah.
When they were jumping out on them lorries and that, Neo was on that lorry on the motorway.
Yeah, well, that's what I want. Ekitike could be our Neo, and I want. I need. I like it. I need Flo to be our key master. How about that? Front line is still messy about Salah. We all know that, but it probably leaves you with some version of Cody, Ekitike, and some might have Chiesa, depending on fitness, Chiesa being that right wing option. Okay, open your eyes. You might want to earmuff yourself, but you got to open your eyes because that's probably not happening with Arne Slot and Chiesa. So more likely you'll see Dom drifting into that role. Maybe a tactical tweak, in my opinion, but the uncomfortable truth is when you look at our bench from attacking options, it's thin. Rio is basically the only true attacking change the game can offer right now, other than maybe Chiesa. So what do I want? I want Ekitike for 90 minutes. No knocks, no drama, just Ekitike as our Neo. I want Wirtz as our key master. Early goals. And a performance that we can, from 0 to 90 minutes, that we can be proud of. Because Marseille is not going to be is coming very quickly in our schedule, along with Bournemouth, and those two fixtures are going to be definite tough fixtures that we'll need to be prepared for. Do you start Wirtz as the central key, or do you keep him wide? You know how Slot has been playing him on the left, and trust that midfield to unlock Burnley? What do you do, Nolante?
I want to see him where he's paid to do what he's best. Just I want him in the hole. He needs to be in the hole. Pause. Yeah. But yeah, he needs to be in the number 10 position.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry too. I'm laughing at your comment, and I'm also laughing at Slot is not the Oracle. He is not. He is definitely not. But he's not making cookies. He's not in the kitchen making cookies at all. But exactly, low sheep. There you go.
There used to be a teletext, a thing on your TV where you could look for weather and news and sport. The BBC was called teletext, and the one for ITV was called Oracle.
Old school. If you know, you know. 302, page 302 for the football. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big up Cedric in the house. Big up.
Big up Cedric. Long time Cedric. Big up.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well then.
In a much less advanced tech era, that was exciting to be able to put the telly on and find news in text about stuff.
Here's a really not complex, but a deep question. How about that? What's your quote early warning sign, unquote, in the first 15 minutes that will tell you this is either going to be an easy day or a frustrating draw? What is the early warning sign that you're trying to avoid seeing? Big up Dara, by the way. Big up.
Moving the ball side to side without any intensive ideas, proactive, and then just the usual. Then you think,
Okay.
and what's his Rasta Crab is saying, you want to say three, but you can see it being a draw, another draw, and slow with the excuse. Oh, they play low block. Oh, low block, low block. Oh, low block. That excuse. Oh, dude, cry me a river, honestly.
No, we've got well enough talent to be able to get the points. Like, and if we don't, it just closes the door that little bit further on, Arnie.
Okay, that's a question. I agree with that, though. I agree with that. If it's sideways passing with no real, like I said, penetration, pause. It'll be it. And Burnley settle into the shape, and we don't allow for us to like really, cause them to press out of that shape. And yeah, that's when I'm going to say, okay, we're not here to play. We're just here to get a result. I went through a lot of the team news already, and the players that we can expect back, and the players that Burnley are going to be missing. Let's just get into predicted 11s and then get into our score predictions here. So talking lineups, Burnley's last match versus Millwall, it was Weiss, Hartman, Esteve, Brun, Larson, Ugo Chukwu, Anthony, Barnes, etc., etc. And but my expected Burnley team is Dubravka, Laurent, Esteve, Humphreys, Walker, Ugo Chukwu, Florentino, Perez, Brun Larson, Anthony, and Broha. Now, Liverpool, we all know against Barnsley, that was a much, much rotated squad. Marmadashvili, Frimpong, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, McAllister, Dom, Chiesa, Jones, Rio, Cody. Not going to be the case for Burnley. I'll give you my preferred 11 my preferred 11 to my 11 I think he's going to go with are two different things. What I think he's going to go with is Ali, Frimpong, Kanate, BVD, Kirkes, Grav, McAllister, Dom, Jones, Verts, and Eketike. I'll give the panel a chance to tell me what their lineup will be, or what they want to be and what they think it will be.
For me, I'd like us to go as attacking as we could get for this game with what we've got. In terms of the lineup, in terms of the tactics, that'll probably be a different story.
Okay. Is it any different than the lineup I brought up?
Which was?
Oh, the lineup with Ali, Frimpong, Kanate, VVD, Kirkes, Grav, Mac, Dom, Cujo, Verts, and Eketike.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay. How about for you, Nalante?
I think he'll bring Cody in and bench, keep Jones on the bench, unfortunately. Yeah, I think he'll do that. I think that'll be near enough his team. Or he could do something right for a change and bench McAllister. But I don't think he'll do that.
Okay. I do have to listen to the entire I'm gonna have to listen to this entire presser. I heard. Like I said, I just saw the highlights. I didn't see that highlight where he spoke about Ramsey. I'm gonna have to really do a deep dive on that one, because that's troubling if he did say that. I think Ramsey's not a bad player, to be honest with you. From the little bit I've seen, I don't think Ramsey is that bad of a player.
Agreed. Agreed.
Would be good to see him, like we were saying last night. Be nice to see him if he could help us at all. You know what I mean? That would be brilliant. And it's looking increasingly likely that will happen, like, because we only got 3 centre backs. So, like, if Frimpong can't play, why can't Ramsey play? I don't want to be seeing us using Sobbers like again. It was okay early season and he did it well, but it's not something you want to see going forward. That guy needs to be in midfield where he does his best work.
Exactly, Lee. Spot on. It's kind of frustrating that. So he keeps on doing that now, and then like I said, Jimmy, I think he may be at some point we should put that press conference on for all of us to watch, because I saw the highlights and it's damning. It's damning the way he's saying about certain players. So I don't want to see Robert Rowe back, but you won't be surprised anyway. I won't even be surprised if he thinks, you know what, we've got Marseille this weekend. I'm going to rest Frimpong and play Sobel right back. I won't be surprised of that either. I won't be surprised.
He does that, man.
I know.
Man.
Don't look at your face. You about to go Supersonic. You about to go Super Saiyan 5.
Yeah. People say I'm positive, but
honestly,
you guys are gonna think I'm Chris Angel or something like that when you hear what I had to say.
Yeah, when you Lucio Diaz, isn't it? Yeah.
No, remember last season, Curtis had Busman's holiday at right back for 2 games. We got away with it the first game.
One, and the second one you got. Yeah, exactly.
No, Curtis is a midfielder, mate. He's not a fullback. That job is completely alien to him. Like, don't put him there again.
Big up. Definitely. If you're listening to us on or watching us on X, big up to you. If you're watching us on YouTube, big up to you as well. We've got a lot of people in the chat here. Got 88 people in the chat so far. So shout out to every last one of you. Appreciate the support.
Big up, everyone.
That's collectively too. I don't know what the breakdown is, YouTube to X, but collectively that's what we're looking at. So big up to all of you. I'm going to ask all of you this: if it's 0-0 at halftime, hypothetically, what change do you make first? Personnel, or do you change the system? Maybe. What do you make first? What do you do first? What would you do?
I'd change the tactics first before anything.
Okay, so you would change the tactics but keep the lineup, basically?
Just play our best players, and when we come up against a team like Burnley, who have probably got the worst bunch of players in the Premier League, our bunch of players should be better, and it's that simple. If we can't beat these, then these really are dark times, very, very dark times.
Okay. How about for you, Nwante? What do? You change up the personnel, keep the same system, or do you change up the system and keep the personnel? I think I said that right. What would you do? Would you change the personnel and then keep the system, or would you change the system and keep the personnel? Answer that in the chat. If you're in Trust, if you're on, I can see YouTube comments, but also if you're on X, I can see your comments too. So definitely include your comments. I'll include them in the conversation and get you involved with the chat that is on the other platform. Definitely. Tell me what you're thinking.
As far as prophecies go, I am reasonably sort of expecting Hugo to maybe pick up where he left off before he had to sit out with that strain he had, and get back on the goal scoring thing.
Okay. So at 0-0, you're bringing off Ekitike? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I think Akatike might score like because he was before he had this strain, and now he's coming back into the team, hopefully from the start, and hopefully he'll be the man that makes the difference. I've got more faith in him doing it than some of the other players.
Gotcha.
So we need a match winner, don't we? And I'll put it on
We do.
Akatike's shoulders for this weekend.
We do. I think, unfortunately, like the match winner, I think that will win us the match is a player. I think Rio is our match winner, but who knows?
If you want me to look deeper into my crystal ball, which I could also do, I think a 2-1. I haven't got enough confidence to say anything other than that, a 2-1 win. And
2-1.
a large
Dude,
part of me is inclined to say it'll be 0-0. And I think it could actually be a 0-0 type game with 3 incidents in it. 2 of the incidents end up in their net, 1 ends up in ours. 2-1, I say.
There are many ways to skin a cat. 12. Brute force, pace, pass, and move quick. Slot's job is to find the ways beyond during the games. That it is. Lone Sheep says, what tactics? Pass left to right instead of right to left.
No, he's got a plan. He's got a plan. You just don't see it. Sheep, you don't see it. I mean, I don't very often. Occasionally I do, like, and I think I know what he's trying to achieve, like, but most of the time now, I'm nonplussed.
Okay. Big up, Sheba. Big up. Always a kind soul. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, we might be just signing no one, by the way. Unfortunately, Sheba. I'm hoping that the panel doesn't think that is anything of the move. But yeah, it is what it is. It will be MLK weekend. It is MLK weekend here in America. It is. So it means a 3-day holiday. I'm trying to hold on to MLK weekend as long as I can with our current president who wants to probably take away MLK weekend. So I am going to celebrate it the best I can. I always do. I definitely represent on MLK weekend. Or MLK day, I should say. If that answers your question, Dara. And predictions then. Let's get into predictions then. I just heard you say 2-1, man. That hurts to think about 2-1. I don't want to see 2-1. I think Liverpool. Huh?
I do. That means 3 points. Come on, let's not go insane here. Like, we're not going to win 5-0 or something, are we? Like, so let's keep our dreams tethered in the reality dimension. Like 2-1 sounds good to me.
There you go. In the words of MLK, I have a dream, and my dream is bigger than Burnley. My dream is to see our club not only win tomorrow, but to win many games after that. Many games. Bring home a Champions League or something on those lines. An FA Cup. Oh my goodness. That'll be great. But all right. Let's see. I think Liverpool and Burnley are going 2 different directions. Let's be honest. Liverpool are in the top 4, unbeaten, 7 league matches. Burnley are winless in 12. Liverpool are 4th with 35 points. Burnley drew 2-2 against United on their last game, but they're still 8 points from safety. I'm going to go 2-0 in this game. I'm going to go 2-0.
I think we'll see that in the match that we're 2 clubs going in opposite directions. They'll be defending and we'll be attacking, or at the very least trying to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 6 different scores. One of us is getting this right, by the way. One of us is probably getting it right. Probably. Hopefully. Philly Liverpool FC has got it 4-1. Liverpool. Dara has it 3-0. Liverpool. Trudon has it 2-0. Liverpool. Jimmy has it 3-1 Liverpool. Lone Sheep has it Liverpool 3, Burnley 2. Philly Liverpool FC also thinks Hugo at least one goal, if not a brace. Okay. Nalante, you want to get a score prediction in there?
Yeah, 12. I'll go with what Russell Crab 3-1. 3-1.
Oh, the Crab put one in? I didn't. I
Yeah,
missed.
no, earlier, no, because he said
Must have been
3-1,
earlier.
but his heart says 3-1. And then basically, but he's saying that you reckon it'd be a draw, and that's I'm kind of feeling like that as well. And I hope I'm wrong anyway. Because look at the Leeds game, we went to go. Yeah. So
Peter.
we'll see. We just need to win. Point blank. It's another game, another win. Must win.
Mm-hmm.
I've got even more bad news for you. Our 2-1 victory includes an own goal and a penalty for us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your crystal ball, Lee? Well, at this rate, as long as we win the game right now.
We still win, like 2-1, still 3 points. Like,
well, there'll still be people.
Penalty might be the vehicle gets us to our destination.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, man. Jeez. I know. Jeez. One more person. We'll get up to 90, by the way. Let's get up to 90 people in the chat. That'd be great.
Guys. Yeah, 90. Get to 100, guys. Let's go.
Get to 100. Let's get to 100.
YouTube, Twitter, X, jump tell a friend. Trust me, get it to 100, and I'll be showing my face every day on this stream. Unless I'm from work. Come on, man. Let's do it for 12. Come on, man.
There you go.
If you're not liking, there's not enough faces. Like, don't worry, man. Me and Lee will come on. Don't worry. We've done it before. Don't worry, guys. Come on, let's get it up, man. For the culture.
A little bit of history here. Can you tell me how many straight league matches we've won against Burnley?
Oh, I would say 5, 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay.
I'll go 5. Yeah.
Lee, what do you want to go with? You want to go with 5? Or you want to go with another number?
4.
Yeah, you're trying to think his price is right. It's just going lower. All right. All right.
We're not playing that well, are we? So even this bit will come bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Jimmy is correct.
What did Jimmy say? Oh, I was close. I was close. Okay, nice one, Jimmy.
Liverpool have won 6 straight league matches with Burnley.
The last one I remember was when Virgil and everyone was injured and he come to Anfield and won under Dyche. Remember that shot?
Yeah.
In 19 Premier League games against Liverpool, 19 Premier League matches against Liverpool, how many goals total does Burnley have? Excuse me. How many goals total in 19 Premier League matches versus Liverpool? How many goals total does Burnley have against us?
Oh, this is a low number. This is definitely a low number. It's not a double-digit figure.
I would say 5. I'm throwing my opinion earlier, and 5 sounds good to me.
8.
Okay.
8.
Okay. 8 you're going with?
Yeah.
6 Fred Armchair supporters going with. Billy Liverpool FC also put his channel in there. So
big up Philly.
Billy Liverpool FC, definitely.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that afterwards, Philly.
He's 5 away from getting to 100. Eric says 7. Okay, all right. The answer, no idea, says Eric. 7 he's going with. You guys are close, but it is double digits. It is 11.
Mon Dieu.
Burnley have only scored 11 goals in 19 Premier League matches versus Liverpool.
Bloody hell. 5, that was miles off. 11.
And out of Burnley's last 6 trips to Anfield, The aggregate is 12-1. That's the aggregate. So if this says anything but Liverpool, go out there and score. We need to do that.
Oh, that was horrible that night when we lost at
Knock on
Anfield to
wood.
Burnley,
Yeah.
and Virgil and everyone were injured. Like, oh, that was horrible. That.
Yeah. Is this a must-win for you? I know that phrase can be sometimes overused.
No, in this case,
this a must-win?
Like, not in any sense. Like, this is a must-win. If we can't win this, then I won't accept anything else. I'll accept any win, like I said before, 2-1 as I predicted, featuring an own goal and a penalty for us. But I won't accept anything less than a win. If we can't win this, then I'll be sad for a few days, like, before I shrug it off.
What about for you, Nalante? Tell us in the chat. Is this a must-win for you?
Every game's a must-win.
But I mean, like, meaning like, is it if we end up getting if it ends up being a 1-1 draw, you know?
Yeah.
Is that where you go, oh, this season's over, or you know, or
no?
Oh,
I mean, the season's not over, no, but it's just the fact that it's just embarrassing that we're scraping the barrel for top four, because I've seen the points from fourth to eighth. It's only about 4 points.
No, you're right. I heard someone say a statistic that was damning. It was the fact that we are closer to Leeds in 16th place than we are to Arsenal in first place.
Crazy.
That is worrisome. The chat says no more, or Philly Russia says no more draws. Sheba says yes, we need this one. Red Arm supporter is asking about the Guehi news. The Guehi news is not good. It's not good. If you're a Liverpool fan, it's not good. If you're a City fan, you're probably brushing off your shoulders. Jimmy says must-win game. Nothing else will do. Eric says absolutely a must-win. Lee Wizkid, definitely a must-win. Cedric, must-win. Dara, must-win. Okay, I get it. This is a must-win.
Another nail in the coffin about, like, we're talking about Arnie now, another nail in his coffin. This one's going to go right through his forehead and nail him to that bloody coffin if we can't beat these. If
we lose to Burnley, again, knock on wood, if we were to lose to Burnley, you would see me say Slot out probably. I'll put the probably, not the definite, but I think it would be certainly an assurance that Slot would. I think they would be on the phone to Alonso or someone pretty quick if they haven't done so already. If that were to happen
at this point before the game's happened, I'm still like reasonably expectant that he's got enough about him that he can get us to 3 points one way or the other against Burnley. Like I said before, I don't want it to be. I'm not arsed of it. I'd love it to be pretty. I'd love it to be gorgeous to watch, but it ain't gonna be. I just want us to win. And if he can't at Anfield, mate, then as I said, it's a massive coffin.
I don't see that. I don't want it to be. I get that. Do I want us to win? Obviously, I want us to win. But I want us to win and have us look like we've gotten our explicitive, fill in the blank together. Basically, I wanted to feel like we look like we know what we're doing. That's all I want to see us look like. The identity and direction of the team before, I always knew when we were out, and I'm like, I see the team pressing and we're on the point and we're like, winning the ball in their half, or and we're really pushing the narrative. That's when I'm like, I know what to expect out of a game. I know we're on pace, or we're probably, even if it's 0-0, I know that we'll work our way into winning this game if we are on the front foot. I don't want to see what people have been talking about, in a sense of I don't want to see back and left, right passes.
Yeah,
East-West,
but I don't
honestly.
want to be too expectant, like, for things to change, like, immediately. I would like to see us have a really good performance in terms of dominating them and that, like, but it's going to be one of those ugly games, isn't it? Like, I'm sure of it. And if we can get the points, that's all that matters to me. Because then that might take us on somewhere else. Like, hopefully, given Bournemouth's troubles at the moment, like they're not what they were a few months ago, struggling a bit. Still give you the game, like, but if we can get 2 league wins on the spin, then that's all good. I'm actually glad for the Champions League to be back, so we can be having more football, like, for a period. I think that might improve our form. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
You know what I've seen too? All right, let me ask you this question. This is especially for the chat. Please participate. Again, YouTube, X. And if you're on X, again, I know that the chat is set up differently on X, so you don't see an active chat. It's just your comments or something like that. But trust me, I will put your comments involved if you do say something, or as best I can, depending on what you have to mention. If this coach, I know most of us have this coach leaving in the summer, but there's reports that he can save his job if he can put together some semblance of a movement forward, progressive movement forward. Some of that might be the cart is long gone. The cart's, what is the saying? Like, the cart's now ahead of the
Ahead of the horse. Cars
ahead of the
ahead of the
horse.
horse.
Right, exactly. Okay. But what I am asking is this. If this coach wins an FA Cup and we win the Champions League, will people out there have the same attitude towards Slot leaving in the summer?
At this point, no. Even if he wins the Champions League and the FA Cup and does us a double we've never done before, at this point, no. I'd still want him to leave. Like, I'm not at the point yet where I'm looking for houses in Holland and that for him, like, you know what I mean? But no, I've lost faith in him.
Sloan Sheep is saying, secure top 4 and thank you for your service. That's a big if. I've seen some articles. I've seen people. I mean, like, everyone knows my prediction early in this season, even before we started losing the games, and even when we started losing the games, my prediction early this year, I didn't predict us to win the league, to be honest with you. I would have liked to see us go back to back.
Oh, I did,
You
mate.
did?
After the window we had, I did. Well,
I don't think I
didn't
predicted us to
predict
win the
it, but I
league.
said, like, we're not going to be far away. For the first time in my adult life of the seat, I would have seen us retain the title. I was massively confident in the summer after the business we'd done, which makes
I
it
lucked out. I think I lucked out.
that much more painful, doesn't it, at times, like, but.
No, I think I lucked out. We didn't have like a prediction. We really don't do prediction shows too often. But like, the only reason why I predicted us winning the Champions League was because I made a statement that my hot take was, I believe that Liverpool has set us up to win the Champions League more than set us up to win the Premier League. I think our team from last year and I know I'm going to get clipped up for this maybe, or I'm going to get people angry by saying this, but I believe that the team from last year that was certainly a Klopp-esque, a Klopp-molded team in essence, with Arne Slot at the helm, and he did what he needed to do to get us to the line and over it. But the structure of that team was set up more for the physical presence of the league. It was set up more for trying to get, as long as you can keep them healthy, it was set up more for competing for the premiership at least, right? But I don't know if, I think now with the additions of Florian Wirtz, with a Frimpong, like those kinds with a Eketike, certainly even with an Isak. I think, in my opinion, we were set up to win the Champions League. And I've said it time and time again. When Florian Wirtz was brought to this team, I said Florian Wirtz was not brought to this team to win us the Premier League. He was brought here to bring us the Champions League, because his game is suited more to a European style of the European style of game that we see, or the European flow that you see in Champions League, is more suited to Florian Wirtz than opposed to the hustle and bustle or the tough goings of the Premiership, where you're going to have these low block teams that look to foul you, look to get underneath your skin, that kind of deal.
I mean, we had that under Klopp a lot, didn't we? We still won all the time, like against lesser teams, especially recently promoted teams. But
I think that was also connected to our insistence to pressing, to pushing the narrative, pushing the envelope when it comes to do it. But now, like Norm is saying, sometimes we look lethargic, we look slow. Our midfield, if not like portions of our entire team, our back line, sometimes our front line look lost. We're not hitting. Sometimes looks like we can't hit. I was told last year, oh, we're not good because of player A, B, C, and D. A lot of those players that were often the scapegoats for last year are no longer with this team. We picked up players that are more accurate, more tactical, more technical, more techie, and yet we have less shots and we have a even worse percentage of XG and shot percentage of goals.
For me, this is an even bigger game for Arnie's future than the Arsenal one was. We got the draw at Arsenal, which he was made up with. But this now, Burnley at home, he's got to win this game for his own future.
Well, so if he wins, but if he does win, hypothetically he wins it. Hypothetically he wins. He doesn't have to even be a double. What if he wins the FA Cup? Does he keep his job?
Well, Eric Ten Hag.
You can just say yes or no. You can just say yes or no.
So going on the basis of him being a bald Dutch fella, like winning the FA Cup and then not getting sacked, I'll say no, it won't be enough to keep him in his job.
He'll be sacked, Philly Liverpool. He's not going to. It'll probably be one of those. Both parties have come to a mutual agreement that it's best that we part ways type situations. But it'll be us parting. It'll be more of a sacking than it is.
There's always a bit of sadness when someone who's done their best, like, and made a real effort goes, like. But if it happens, it happens.
How about for you, Nolante? Wins an FA Cup. Does he stay or does he go? For you, is that enough? See if Nolante is with us. I don't think he is. I think Nolante is busy with something.
I'm going to repeat the 10 hard.
I don't know. The hair thing is always something for a lot of people. I don't know why it is, Norm. I don't know. Everyone loves the whole. They do the he's a bald this, bald that. I don't know why people are so.
Well, no, United fans were really hopeful when Ten Hag won the FA Cup, like, but within a few months, like, he was yesterday's news, wasn't he? So I'm going to say if Arnie won us the FA Cup, he'd still leave.
I think that this has a. I know Nolante and I got into a conversation about this, and I was saying how I think that Grav's game and Macca's game are very intertwined. I know Grav has had some good games early, as Nolante pointed out, early in the season, and Macca still didn't. But and there's been games that Macca's had good games or decent games, and Grav hasn't had good games. But I would like to see both of them start to have good games together once again, because they were a pretty dynamic duo last year. And maybe this Cedric's point is maybe has a little bit of a relevance. He thinks Macca's dropping off has to do mainly with the style of play that's under Slot. That's a good. I think that's a solid shout.
Yeah. Again, the sadness, the sadness of Arnie not cutting the mustard this season, the sadness at Mac not being the player he was, and us not knowing exactly what it is. Like, is it just fitness? Is it in his mind? We just don't know.
I get it. I know Philly Liverpool FC is saying he'll give Arnie a pass for this season. I don't know if we end up in a 6th or 7th place, or we end up in like the Conference League. Heck no, he's got to go if we end up in the Conference League. If he wins FA Cup and comes 3rd, I don't think they can sack him, says Sheba. That's what I think. True. I think that's a good point. I think what. I don't know if he gets top 4 and he also wins an FA Cup. Do they sack him? I don't know. I think it all depends on if the right coach is out there. If like a Luis Enrique is available, and Alonso is available.
Yeah, they'll go. Yeah, they'll say see you later.
Hey, thank you for the FA Cup. Thank you for top 4.
Yeah.
We're trying to get bigger and better standards. We're not doing some we're not gonna fall to the same tricks Manchester United did to Ten Hag, winning the League Cup and then winning the FA Cup and keeping his job because of bringing like that silverware to this cabinet. Let's see. Anyone else got anything? Peter is just pointing out $500 million to win an FA Cup. I guess he's trying to say that is not good enough. I don't think we got lucky last season. I think that we were.
No, I hate that. Yeah.
I don't think we got lucky.
Games is not luck.
No, I think. I mean, we won the league with games in hand. That means that it's not luck. In my opinion, it's not. That means it's not luck. But I also think that we were fortunate to get through the year with the limited amount of injuries. We've seen a ton more injuries this season than we did last season. 2 important players too, by the way. Last season we didn't really see these kinds of injuries to important players. Let's see. All right. I'm just trying to make sure I include all your guys' thoughts. Yeah, I didn't get an answer from you, Nalante, real quick though, before we start to wrap this up. If he wins a Champions League and FA Cup, does he keep his job?
Yes.
He does.
Yeah, Champions League and FA Cup, he stays.
Oh my gosh. Like I said, I am not someone that roots for people to not win. But even if he wins a double, I'm still saying thank you for your service.
Alonso, I hear it.
Do you know what?
This is the room. These are the keys to the washroom, and your office is on the left. There you go.
Wow. So he's gone full now. He's gone beat. He's gone dark mode 12.
But I am giving him the year to finish. I'm giving him he needs to finish the year out.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I never wish injuries on other players, because I'm like a nice guy, like at heart. But Mickey van der Ven, I hope he makes lots of appearances for Tottenham this season.
Let's see. Yeah, the Dar is saying the biggest problem is that we are even talking about a home game against Burnley as a must-win game. That is the reality that we live in. That is the reality we live in. I'm not done with Slot. I'm not done with Slot. I'm not Slot out. I am not Slot out. Slot is our coach. I support him 100%. I'm hoping he can get us an FA Cup. I'm hoping he can bring us to a more reputable finish in the league. And I'm definitely hoping he can bring us a Champions League.
No, I'm definitely not Slot out until May. That's when he can leave.
Exactly. Until May. Until May. That's a different story.
Once the season's completed.
Yeah.
Bon voyage.
You have my support. You have my complete support this entire season. I'm not going to wait.
I'm looking for them to do his Dutch like footy thing and that now against Burnley, and yes, we can beat it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if we can't beat it, get it sorted, lads. That's all I'm saying. You're in dark territory, get it sorted.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I just want I just like the football that I think unfortunately for Alonso, he didn't really get an opportunity to express himself in Real Madrid. I think that also Real Madrid is it's an ego cesspool, I would go as far as to say. Because it's Player FC there. If you talk about Player FC, it is Player FC in Real Madrid. Real Madrid players run the asylum, basically.
My dislike of Real Madrid is the club only actually came into being after we lost that second final for them. But some of their fans are dickheads. Before that, I never really cared about Real Madrid. I enjoyed watching them and all that shit. But after the second final loss, no, I don't like them. And got the gift of the internet now, so you can find out what their fans say and think. A bunch of entitled brats.
No, I get it. Sheba's asking, would Alonso want to be just a head coach? I don't think Alonso is going to do an Amarin and be like, I was brought here to be manager. What the heck is going on? But I think Alonso knows how Liverpool work. And I think he understands the delicate balance it would take to be a coach, but not necessarily be the main person that decides who's brought in and who is let go. In my opinion, at least. That's just my opinion.
Still don't see the problem with us bringing a centre half in, even if Arnie won't be the manager next season. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I think we can still spend money and help our chances for the rest of the season and try and guarantee our Champions League qualification. I don't see why we can't.
Well, again, we'll see a lot of these whether this true at the end of the season, because from what I'm reading, indicator, he's saying that part of Guehi's reason again for going to see not because we didn't put effort and the fact that there's not guaranteed Slot will be the manager of next season. Then I'm seeing another thing from Indicator saying that Arteta wanted to go back to Liverpool, but it was blocked from us due to the fact that next season change because of changes. So again, yeah, which is interesting. Heiting guys, another one. Because I was thinking that would be the obvious thing for him to come back, and he's gone to Spurs. So maybe maybe that's an indication. Maybe there's indication that Slot is going. Maybe these things are.
I think there is. I think there are indications that he is going to be out. He's going to be out.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened before, but so the thing, but it still doesn't excuse, regardless, that we need a centre back ASAP.
No, it doesn't go.
That's
bringing it back.
Regardless of going
bringing it back.
Yeah.
There you go. He said the same. He says we need 3 center backs.
It's never a good thing.
Yeah.
The upcoming run of fixtures are crucial for Arnie now. If the decision's been made or not. If the decision on him still to be made, the upcoming run of fixtures now that the Champions League's back and we've got a few games, these are crucial for him.
again, I'm not denying that we need a center half. I would even say that we need a center half, we need a DM, we need a right wing. I would like to see us go in and get another striker, to be honest with you. If Dan's isn't going to be available, excuse me, because I wouldn't mind seeing Dan's be molded into being an option, a up and coming option for us. But unfortunately, Dan's has been riddled with injuries that have been, taking away from his ability to get firmly footed. And I hope that changes, obviously. But
Yeah.
I'd like to see us get a real solid center forward. I personally have said that not only do I want us to get a top-notch, high-profile, world-class style center half, especially if Konate goes, I'd like to see us, go for like, even though we're not going to get him, this is a name that was someone that we were in the running for at one point, but like we're not necessarily going to get him without a big expenditure coming out of our funds. But I wouldn't mind seeing us going for a Julian Alvarez, some player like that, someone that we can have like a solid two striker system and rotate the three of the strikers to produce some real semblance. And occasionally, like with Julian, you could have him play even as a 10 every once in a while if you wanted to as well. But I don't know if we're not getting Alvarez, so that is what it is.
He didn't actually like it living there, did he? Like he couldn't wait to get off to Spain, like the guy.
I wouldn't say most, but there are a lot of the South American players, especially, they prefer the climate and the atmosphere of Spain over England. Let's be honest.
Yeah, which I would if I was them.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, culturally, it's more close to to probably your home nation. Plus, on top of that, it's you're able to speak fluently speak the native language, and then you're
feel
also
the
able.
warmth of the sun's rays every once in a while.
Yeah, and the climate. Yeah, and the climate makes a massive difference. Massive difference.
Yeah.
Philly Liverpool FC can tell you we're from the same neck of woods back on the East Coast, and there's a reason why I moved out west, and it was a major reason was because of the weather. It is right. I don't know what it is, what that is Celsius. What is 75 degrees Celsius?
I was never good at remembering that stuff.
Huh? What's that?
Well, I'm guessing. No idea.
Let me see. 22 degrees Celsius right now. That's what it is right here.
Oh, that's good weather. It's very good weather. That's good, yeah.
22 degrees Celsius. It's going to reach a high of 24 today.
Oh, that's good, man. That's like a UK summer, sadly.
Yeah, right. And this is our winter, right? Exactly.
But I've seen most commonly association with Liverpool when the weather's off says 19 a lot, and then it goes up like into the 20s a bit, and then comes back down to 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see people are talking about the loss of Jota being massive. Yeah, that was massive, of course. Rest in peace, obviously, always to our number 20. But they're talking about how it definitely made an impact and how some had already written off the year as not meaning or not having any real importance other than reflecting on the loss of our red. Hey, I would have liked to have seen us win the league for Jota or win silverware for his memory.
Marino's eulogy was really nice. Like, I've come to appreciate Jose a lot. Like in recent years, he was always like, manager of Chelsea or United and annoyed me in the past. But it was lovely, like when he come out and said what he said, like very eloquent, like. And I could be nowhere near as eloquent in Portuguese if I tried about someone dying. Like, but yeah, it was great what Jose came out and said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, question was for us is that what does Slot need to do for you to say I welcome him back next season? I would say it's less about winning. It's less about the winning in the sense of the silverware for me, and it's more about am I comfortable with the identity that we present for our club? Is the performances and the field of play and everything, is that something I'm comfortable seeing a future in? Is that going to attract players to say, I want to be a part of that system? You know, is that going to be something that gets the most out of these players that are enormously talented on our team? Is it something along those lines? Or are we just, papering over cracks just to kind of get through a season, which is what I think we're doing more so right now? If that's the case, yeah, no. That's why when some people are talking about Arnie's doing just enough to kind of keep his job or just enough to get results, that I don't need to see that. I'd rather see Arne Slot go the path of company, not get us relegated, obviously, but to go the path of company in that you have an identity, you have a real vision for what you want to see your team do and perform on the pitch. You stick with it, you instill it into the team,
That's all good.
and you build on that. If that is what we see and that's what we get, then yeah, I'd be interested to see what we can produce next season. But if it's on we're just kind of like, whistling next to the cemetery, whistling on our walk next to the cemetery, then no, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't know if that's my answer for you. I don't know if the chat or the panel wants to get theirs.
Yeah, we should have a good enough plan to beat Burnley, and if we don't, I'll be astonished and angered in equal measure. Astonished and angered in equal measure if we can't beat Burnley at Anfield.
Yeah, pretty well said. Nolante, is there anything you want to say to that question? Because I'm gonna bring the show to a close after that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he done a cup double in top four, like Champions League and FA Cup, then for me, he's got another reason to stay. So something has worked, something has clicked. But look, man, unfortunately, every game, even the Burnleys, the Leeds, and again, it's very depressing when your manager says, "Oh, this low block, people change this low block." I mean, look at the players we've got. Come on, man. Look at the players we've got. Should be good enough to win majority 90% of games. I mean,
low block is a thing. Low block.
Yeah, it's like he's been doing that for a while, and people will like say, "I don't care." Exactly. You know it. If Burnley have 10 men behind the ball, so what? It's time for you to use the players, and if not, get the Rios, the Chiesas on. But I don't know, man. I mean, so for me, if he wins the cup double, he deserves another season for me to stay and fix a little bit what the wrongs. So the players should be 6 months more in tune. And some players' forms have improved, and he said he likes attacking play, and he said it in his press conference he wants his midfielders to get into the box more, make more effort. So obviously, Slot's not happy with certain things, but I'm actually curious to Dara, because I know when you said people still would want out, Dara, I'd love to know, Dara, in terms of why would you want Slot to stay? I'm just curious. What reason? What have you seen, or why do you want Slot to stay? You still slotting? I'm definitely curious with that, Dara. Let me know. I'm just interested because everyone else, I think, I've checked out. So, but yeah. But apart from that, let's just get the win tomorrow, and we've got wins that we haven't played well. Can we just get a win with a good performance? Because the Brighton one was the last good performance with a win. The Brighton game, we were very good that day. we're very flexible. If we can have a win with performance, it won't change everyone's mind, but at least it's something. And so hopefully we can get in a run into wins, and that sets us up for the big game against Marseille in the Champions League. So yeah.
Yeah,
A couple
a
of
lot of work
months
to do.
ago, I was still happy to parrot the fanciful notion that we could win the Champions League this year if we got in form and all our players were fit and all that shit. Now, it's just, that's not going to happen. Like, that is like an absurd pipe dream now to believe that we could win the Champions League this season with the way
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, it is. It is. I've given up on that as well. I can see that
Oh, wow.
like the point of concession was at least like
No,
3
then.
months. Well,
When you walk through the storm,
There you go.
hold
That's it.
your hand held tight,
There you
and
go. There you
those feel. Come on, Lewis, come on. Oh, so don't worry. I'm gonna do a sing along soon. Don't worry.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, let's definitely pep up, give a little pep in our step. And I don't mean Linders or Guardiola, by the way. All right. Look, that's our show for today. We're at 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I'm gonna have to wrap up this show. It's TGIF. We got I got an early morning for myself to wake up to do a Reds roll call for you guys tomorrow. So I'm gonna do my best to make sure that I get in the proper amount of sleep for this evening and be ready for tomorrow. Look, Guehi the city if it happens, because it's still an if. It's still an if. If it happens, it's going to leave a sour taste. I know, because it's a reminder that rivals don't wait and that we unfortunately have been slighted once again. Whether it's Zubamendi or whether it's Tuchemeni or it's Caicedo, like I'm probably bringing up way too many bad memories. I know, but Jude. I don't know if we're ever really in the running for Jude as much as people thought we were, but first, it's something that I would say, and I say unequivocally, we move, people. We move. We keep this just as the song Nalante was singing. We walk on, okay, and Liverpool have to decide what they want to be in January, whether it's through additions or whether it's through just honing in on what we have to offer with our own talents. So first things first, people, handle our business this Saturday, period. 3:00 kickoff, I think it is, right? In the UK. Handle our business on the pitch. Burnley at Anfield, 3 points is a must. I heard it from all of you, and I am with you. 3 points is a must, and a clean sheet would be nice. Convincing performance would be even better. Then we deal with Marseille. Get a little momentum, get a little bit of a little swagger to our presence. Take on Bournemouth, and we see where this season is really going from there. Look, if you've enjoyed this episode, we were very close to hitting 100 people on both platforms together combined. If you are enjoying this, please do come over to YouTube. If you're on X, give us a subscribe and like. If you're on YouTube, you can go over to X and give us a subscribe and like. But all the same, just continue to tell people this platform is there for good-natured community people, Reds community. It's what you hear and see today. You see people, our panel, Lee, Nalante, myself, all three of us do not share the same opinion. This is not an echo chamber in any means of the word. And in the chat, you expect to have a plethora, as they say on the Three Amigos, a plethora of opinions, okay? And you still have a presence to be, or a platform or a presence to be able to speak your mind, be able to engage with each other, feel good about the fact that you're with fellow Reds. You know, it makes a difference. You know, we get into a place sometimes on some of these other platforms. We have a lot of rivals. They're poking us. They're with the banter, which is fine, but you know, we feel maybe isolated or we feel attacked at times, sometimes rudely attacked. Look, on here, we're trying to do our best to create a community where we can communicate, have different opinions, work out different viewpoints, and then, you know, in the end, just be proud that we have a community that we can call our own. So if you're down with that, help us promote it, help us get the message out there, help us build. We appreciate that every last one of you that have been OGs from the gate, you know, and of course, I appreciate the panel members that have helped keep this ship alive, and you know, keep the liver bird flying high. So, Lee, did you want to say something to the people before we push on out?
3 points is a must. It's a must-have. And I need you like the deserts need the rain.
There you go. Go ahead. Don't stop. I'll be the DJ in the back.
It's a must-have in it tomorrow. Something's gone sorely wrong. Like if we can't have that tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. Big up, big up. I was just gonna say big up to I think the best community that we have. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to like gas you guys up. I'm serious. You guys are always top notch. We don't agree on everything, but we're always cordial to the best extent we can be towards each other. And I really do appreciate the fact that we're able to really build on this community. So shout out to the chat as well. Without the chat, we are nothing. So shout out to you.
That woman who sang that song was called Tracy. I can't remember her second name, but and I miss you like the desert. Her name was Tracy. Yeah. Everything but the girl. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Everything but the girl.
Everything but the 3 points.
Yeah, no. Let's not go there.
No.
Let's not go there. Let's see. I'm trying to think of who was. It was Tracy Thorne, by the way. Tracy Thorne was her name.
That's right.
That it. There you go.
One that good club tune as well when they beated it up like and stuck it in clubs and
Latte, do you have anything to say or sing for us to see us out? Oh, let's see. I'm trying to hold on to.
No. Big up everyone in the chat. I'll just say this: walk on, with hope in your heart, and you never walk alone. You never walk alone. Slot in. Arne. Walking on. Good night, people. Sorry to upset everyone. Good night.
There you go. There you go. All right. With that said, we love you, Liverpool. Oh, yes, we do. And I would say big up to every one of you out there. Wow, we got really close. Really close. 96 right now. That is really close to 100. All right.
Push that to 100, guys. Push it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's get it up, man.
So close. Let's get 100. If not today, then let's get 100 for the Reds roll call tomorrow. How about that? Especially if I got to wake up at like 6:30 in the morning. Let's do this, you know. So, all right. Big up to each and every one of you. I hope that your day is fantastic, your evening even better. And we will see you tomorrow afternoon for this matchup. But until then, as always, up the Reds each and every time. And we will see you tomorrow. Take care.